Taurus.
Hey, how's it going, Taurus? This is your forecast for May 2017. This month, you're going to be able to look at your finances with a refreshed way, maybe prompting like a new start, new beginning, new direction, perhaps. And this is because Mars now, which is your primus motor focus and your goals, are in your second house for money and income. So watch how you're going to be picking up speed this month. You're going to be very proactive to create whatever tweaks and changes that are needed. And Mars is direct, so we're not really going to see a whole lot of hiccups or anything. I just see you supercharged to take on control of your financial situation. And what's also beautiful is that it's going to be visited by the new moon this month. And that is when we place our intentions, right? That's not going to take place before May 25th, and it's 4 degrees there in Gemini. So you're going to be able to communicate, because Gemini are communicators, right? And this is what you're going to be bringing to the forefront. This is where you want to place your intentions. The new moons are always new beginnings, right? So it's powered up by Mars in the area of your financial situation. So just see how that's going to work for you. And of course, it's in the second house in which you rule. So it's going to be more powerful for all of you here at Taurus. Venus this month is in your 12th house, so you're probably going to find that you're going to be working through a little bit of maybe karmic situations, or also very much so getting in touch with your intuitive side, your psychic abilities. 12th house being ruled by Pisces, and Venus being there, you might have more dreams. That could be nocturnal dreams. It could be astrally, very lucid and clear dreams. It could be daytime dreaming, but it's really affecting the heart. It's affecting the romantic side of your life. But Venus rules those things that you desire, right? And it's your creative artistic side as well. Now, also in that 12th house, accompanied with Venus, you have Mercury, which is communication. Mercury being retrograde there for a little bit means that you might find yourself drifting to the past. And again, you know, being in the 12th house of karmic issues, you might see that you're thinking about situations of the past, maybe things that didn't end all too well. And now having Venus here, the heart's in there, you might be redoing that in your mind, how you can create a different ending to a situation that was very difficult at some point. Forgiveness is many things. Sometimes, yes, it's really nice to have forgiveness coming from the perpetrator, the person who might have wronged you, but that's not always important or a need-to-be situation, because you can create a different ending and a different change in your own energetical self. So see how that works for you. I think it could be very liberating, especially because both these planets are going to be moving over that point of Uranus, which is in this house, meaning that you have a fantastic opportunity towards to free yourself from what might have been painful and that you might have been carrying around for all this time. You could rid yourself with it and then find that new energetic self after that has happened. The sun is in your first house, so happy birthday. It is a birthday month for most of you, especially those May-born Tauruses. Some of you had it last month or in April. But what that means is the sun has now gone around the chart since your last birthday, and here in April, you've been kind of shutting down on that old one-year cycle, preparing yourself for this month. And your energy is going to burst wide open. You're going to feel really good about yourself, the first house personality. So you're going to feel radiance, especially when Venus is shortly going to be coming into this area too, and catching up with it will allow you here next month in June to really be super attractive, okay? The sun is allowing you to be super attractive this month of May. Next month, Venus is going to come and shine through as well. So having the sun in the first house, this is a time for you maybe to want to go out, get a new haircut, get a new wardrobe, those things that make us just feel a little bit better about self. So the sun, yes, is definitely in a great place for you. It's the best place of the whole year. But then we have, let's talk about that full moon we're going to have on May 10th. So for those of you who have a birthday, say the 9th, 10th, 11th, you'll feel it the strongest here. It will be 20 degrees in Scorpio, which for you is showing up in your partnership house. So this would be a beautiful time for you and your partner, if you have one, to have more focus on the stage of life between the two of you. If you're single, well, a full moon in this area can attract a new partner if you're looking for one. So pay attention to these days around May 10th. The new moon this month is supercharged on the 25th, 4 degrees in Gemini, which will be connecting with your Mars. Mars in your second house for money and income. We know that you really appreciate security and so forth. So that new moon is really going to flare up Mars. It's always new beginnings when we have a new moon. So you'll go out for the grabs. You will see new opportunities and you'll go for it. Mars is always where our energy is going, and it's focused right now on increasing income and so forth. It will be visited by the Sun and Mercury a little bit later here as well. They're going to follow up and follow through on whatever it is you're initiating now. So we got some important weeks coming up ahead and into next month where you will see that a shift can really take place if you focus, if you're conscious, and not just allowing things to just flow in the old routine. This is why we have annual cycles, so we can pick up and get out of the rut and initiate new. It's going to be 2 years before Mars is going to give you this opportunity to really get your finances in order, your income that is, not necessarily the monies that you have with your partner. That's the 8th house. That's where you have Saturn right now. And I can see how you and your partner are working through mutual securities that you have together, because Saturn is retrograde right now, and so it's working back over issues that have presented themselves earlier, but now is the time where you're working through getting your ducks in a row here. So by the time Saturn goes direct, which will be in August, I believe August 6th, yes, then you will see that everything is set in stone, good to go. And Saturn will not retrograde here now for a long, long time in this area, so you should have everything completed. Jupiter is retrograde to June 10th. I think we spoke about that last month. It is in your 6th house, so you're kind of like trying to get on top of things when it comes to weight. Jupiter expands everything good, right? Also our waistline, good food. So we can put on weight when we have Jupiter here. But Jupiter is in a great place of wanting you to feel fantastic. It always brings enthusiasm and so forth to the forefront. So you might feel like you're all geared and ready to start on that latest diet, or start signing up at the gym. Whatever works for you, Jupiter is looking out for your best. We have, we talked about dreams, right? Neptune is sextile the Sun on the 4th, which really opens you up for dream states. So that could be nocturnal, but don't forget daydreaming is also dreaming. And Neptune is trying to help you focus on a certain vision that you will be receiving. So the more conscious you are, the more you can get details from whatever that vision is. It's something that's going to be pulling you forward. Neptune for you is in the 11th house of social activities. It could be an inspiration coming from a friend or a group or any kind of association. This dream, I feel, can be powerful enough to wake you up at night. Perhaps as well, the Sun being in your 1st house. So I'm thinking there could be communications, talks, and whatnot, which is really inspiring you, coming from one of these areas that can actually open up new doors. And you'll know what I mean by the 9th, because this is when the Sun and Pluto meet up in a trine. It only happens twice a year, and the sun being you and Pluto transformation in your life and in your ninth house, I feel this could be a day where you win a lawsuit, for example, news of a suit. This could be an exam that you're going to take, as the ninth house rules education, exams, lawsuits, long distance travel, people at faraway places that you can associate with, green cards, visas, all of those things. Good news coming for you, and somehow it's going to prompt you to be able to take the next step forward. On the 10th, I feel also again unexpected news. Mercury, which is either a phone call, a text, an email, whatever that is. It could be something being communicated to you or you communicating to somebody. It has this element of surprise, always, as it does when Uranus is involved. And take that together with the transit of the ninth, the Sun and Pluto. Well, that could be a 2-day marathon where things are just opening up for you. On the 11th, however, there could be a small disappointment or delay. Mars and Neptune are square. Neptune is your hopes and dreams. Mars is action, but there's a little hiccup, a little bump in the road, but don't be too sad. I feel that later in that day or the next day, well, I see Mercury and Saturn jumping in to support you and to get this whatever straightened out. So if you're having to take a rain check, so be it, but you're all good. Just don't take it personally, whatever happens on this day. It's the planet's fault, right? So on the 12th, wow, talk about being supercharged, enthusiastic, happy. Mars, Jupiter, they have a beautiful triangular aspect. Mars is your drive, Mars being in your second house for money and income, and Jupiter for you in that sixth house. I'm feeling here that your routines are coming together. Financially, you're feeling that your day-to-day activity is really picking up, and you're seeing the consequences of it, which is really sweet. On the 16th, Mercury, which rules communication, is moving out of that karmic 12th house into your first house. So you're going to feel that communication is going to free up. And I see you being more chatty than normal. And that happens when Mercury comes into this place, like it does in the third house as well. And what are you talking about? You're talking about this sense of liberation, freedom. Saturn and Uranus are also in a beautiful harmonious aspect at this time. Saturn looking out for your, not just your day-to-day situation, but your long-term investments, okay? So maybe even retirement and retirement funds. There's news here on this day that something is coming together, and that is, mind you, in spite of Saturn being retrograde. It will be retrograde until August 6th, but Uranus here, nonetheless, is going to come and open up that Pandora box. So it comes in as an element that you have been working on, trying to get into place. Here we go, some kind of an agreement. It may not take on shape and form before the autumn, but at least you will know about it. And that too brings peace of heart. I'm also sensing that there might be a major decision. You might be in a couple of places with it. If you don't have to decide right away, give it a day or two. But Venus and Jupiter are in opposition. So it has to do with your values. It's your ruler too. And Jupiter, which has to do with justice, what is right or wrong. It has to do with being enthusiastic about something. Maybe you're going to have to share, or maybe you're going to have to divide your attention a little bit. But it's all good. Don't let it frazzle you, because, like I said, Saturn and Uranus is looking out for you. It's all going to come together. That's the long-term aspect of it. This Venus being opposed to Jupiter is only a day or two, as Venus is moving beyond this rather quickly as opposed to the other two planets. So on the 20th, we have the Sun now moving into Gemini. So it's moving its attention out of the first house of personality into the second house of money and income. Mars is already there. It's already plowing your fields. The Sun being you is you getting behind that plow. and really now looking at how these ducks can all get in a row, how you can secure your money. So like I said, it's going to be a very busy money month for you. And it being your birth month, it's a great time to have these aspects going for you. Next year, when your sun is moving into this area, which it does every year, you won't have Mars there next year. You have it this year. So this is why this year, 2017, is going to be empowering you until Mars revisits in 2019. So make it work, be conscious, be alert. That's when you can really get most of the juice out of it, all that good juice. On the 25th, this could be a day of not just misunderstandings. There's a little bit of aggravated energy. You might not be seeing heart to heart with somebody, whether that's your partner, doesn't have to be your partner. It could be an agency, because Pluto's up there in the 9th house. If you're waiting for something, it might be delayed. There could be just frazzled energy from your sense of self. Your values are being a little bit tested here this day. Venus, those things that you hold closely onto. So, try to have low key and get back on it in a couple of days. When we encounter these days, which we all do from time to time, it's better just to back off and let this day pass. Get on with it again tomorrow, right? Because it can become very explosive, the Venus and Pluto, and especially if somebody's not listening to what you're really trying to bring across, or vice versa. If you're not listening to your partner, then we have power play come into play, and not a good thing. However, we're looking at the end of the month with beautiful energy. We have Mercury and Neptune. Remember I said we started off the month with the Sun and Neptune. We have the same aspect coming in here with Mercury right now. So you're communicating your Neptunian dream, your goals, things that you're longing for. It's also very spiritual and creative and artistic. For those of you who are musicians, singers, and so forth, oh my goodness, I think you will sound like an angelic choir coming in. If you're a painter or a dancer, oh, your canvases, whether on stage or the canvas, it will manifest beautifully for you. On the 31st, last day of the month, we have exciting news and action, new beginnings. Mars and Uranus, they are definitely, it's like not just opening up the gates for you, but you're the racehorse waiting at the gate. So whatever you work towards throughout the whole entire month of May, I feel this is now the gate opening up and you're all behind it. And you have support, you feel ready, it's the green light, and not only are you physically very active here on this day, but also when it comes to communication, you're extremely clear to the pinpoint of necessity. Whoever you're communicating will be equally the same to you, and it's all in harmonious levels. So yes, any assignments, any new beginnings, new job, whatever it may be for you individually, that will only show up in your individual chart, but here in your collective chart, I think you're just going to love the way this month ends and how you're preparing now for the way that June next month is going to open up for you. So listen to your moon rising sign. I will see you next month in June. So have a blessed month now. Bye, Taurus.